leader. Sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball. Sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
It's 76 degrees in Hyannis, and the Chatham A's are in a drought. After back-to-back slow offensive performances, Chatham hits the road to battle the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at McKeon Park. Diamond side. Back at McKeon Park in Hyannis ahead of the A's and Harbor Hawks with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, couple of tough nights in a row for Chatham offensively.
And a tough night for our power here at McKeon Park especially. But you're right, there hasn't been any power in that Chatham lineup. Last night just scratching across one run on 5 hits. Meanwhile, Bourne had more runs than Chatham had hits with 6. And that's back-to-back offensive performances that have been lacking for Chatham. And now the answers that were once swirling 2 nights ago against Yarmouth Dennis are growing even more and more as the games go on.
I'll talk to Dennis Cook about those offensive struggles on the Manager's Show. Also talk to him about one of the big events in college baseball that's going on as we speak, the College World Series final, some of his memories from Omaha. Plus, Hudson Ridley has catch of the day with Charlie Foster, who had a sparkling night on the mound last night. We've got the A's and Harbor Hawks at the top of the hour from McKeon Park. You won't want to go anywhere. The Anglers Extra pregame show continues on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 8, Chatham at Hyannis. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham skipper Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, before we get into the baseball here on Cape Cod, I want to ask you, with the College World Series final ongoing as we speak, what are your memories of Omaha?
One of the best times ever, getting to play in Omaha for the national championship. I was there in 1984 and 1985. We got beat in the finals both years there when I was at the University of Texas.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate is exactly right.
When you think back to those memories, what stands out?
Just teammates, guys that I played with, relationships that we built there at the University of Texas. Those are probably the best 2 years of baseball in my life, being able to play at Texas. And, we had a really good team, and just the guys is what I remember most.
A couple of players in Omaha now who will find their ways to Cape Cod in the coming weeks. When you look at the roster construction, so many moving parts for all Cape League coaches, what's been the hardest part?
Just trying to figure out, to be fair to the kids that you've signed, and try to get the kids in here, guys that you're going to ship out, make sure they're getting at bats, just trying to be fair to everybody is the hardest part. But yet, you're trying to be fair to everybody, but you also want to try to get the best players on the field just simply because that's your job. So
those have to be some tough conversations.
You know what? Our kids are pretty good. I thought there was going to be a lot harder than they've made it for me. But that's just a tribute to the kids. They're just great kids. And, so far we hadn't had any problems.
You were back out there throwing batting practice again today. When you throw BP, do you look for specific things in hitters that you've seen in games?
100%. I feel like I can see a lot more stuff when I'm up there if a guy's pulling off. Just if they're swinging up and not trying to hit line drives, just little things that I look for and try to pick up and relay on to the kids.
I saw Brett Doe, one of your assistants today, was filming BP for each hitter. What's that all about?
I don't know. We'll probably talk about it on the way home.
Chatting with Dennis Cook ahead of Chatham at Hyannis. Dennis, when you think back to last night's loss against Bourne, what stands out?
No offense. It's hard to win a game when you only score one run. On paper, we have to have one of the better offensive lineups in the Cape, and our guys just hadn't found their rhythm yet. And hopefully today's the day. I just keep waiting for them to break out and, put a 10 spot up and get us on a roll here.
What do you think will be the key to getting that breakout?
A 10 spot. Being able to score some runs, getting a few balls to fall for us. But yesterday, we didn't even hit the ball hard. We didn't have any balls really struck well that were even out. So we got to figure out. And you know what? Listen, we could tell them everything we want to tell them, but at the end of the day, they're their own best hitting coaches. They got to figure it out. They got to figure out. We can't go do it for them. They got to figure it out.
Is there anything you, Jay Powell, as pitchers can help the hitters with?
Nope. I mean, we can, yeah, but at the end of the day, they got to figure it out. I mean, we give them suggestions. We tell them what we see, but we can't go up and hit for them. So they got to get comfortable in the box and figure out how to get the barrel to the ball and go from there.
Tonight you move Ethan Mendoza out of the leadoff spot for the first time. He's hitting sixth. What went into that decision?
Just trying to shake it up a little bit. Just trying to shake the lineup a little bit and see if we can't get something going.
Also a new face in the lineup, Chase Fralick. What have you heard? What have you seen from him?
Good hitter, good athlete. Can catch, can play first, can play third, can play corner outfield, and can really hit.
What does versatility like that bring to a team?
Well, it just makes it easier for me. That way I can get him in the lineup every day and move him around and rest guys that need rest. So the versatility is real helpful for any manager.
You turned to Ryan Borberg tonight. What did you see from him in start number one?
I think he was a little rusty. He hadn't pitched in a month. I think he's going to be a lot better tonight.
That's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Chatham and Hyannis coming right up. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Hudson Ridley for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Well, thank you very much, Jake. And as Jake and manager Dennis Cook talked about, this is not necessarily the easiest challenge to overcome. It's not like you can flip a switch and the hitting starts, and that's, of course, really been the problem, Jake.
If there was a switch, I think Dennis would have flipped it by now.
Certainly.
He says the key's going to be just getting a couple of balls to fall, and he's right. Not a lot of hard-hit balls of late, but just one or two is all it takes to start it up. One of the pitchers who shined for Chatham in last night's loss to Bourne was Charlie Foster, who's now got a couple of strong relief appearances under his belt. Hudson Ridley will chat with him on the other side. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome into the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time for Catch of the Day ahead of Game 8 in Hyannis under the bright sun. We're joined by Charlie Foster, left-handed reliever from Mississippi State. Charlie made his second appearance of the season last night, and through 2 appearances, how do you feel like the season's gone so far?
It's gone pretty well so far. I mean, I've liked where my progress has come from college ball. Still a lot to improve on, but overall, not bad.
When you look at your game, where's the number one place you want to improve?
Just mechanics. I feel like all my stuff is there. I just got to dial it in a little bit and be more consistent on the mound.
When you look at those mechanics, does it help that you have 2 former major league pitchers to help you out with these pitches?
Yeah, 100%. And one coming from my college, Mississippi State, like it's pretty awesome. And just kind of building that connection with him may help me down the road there too. So it's pretty sweet.
Did you know Jay Powell before coming here?
Yes, sir. He was our announcer, so I got to talk to him for a little bit and just get to know him. So it was pretty cool.
What does he kind of think of your game when he gives you feedback? What does he tell you?
Really just finding the mechanics, like focusing your attention on one spot, like because miss small or aim small, miss small, like kind of thing, and just fine tuning everything, making sure everything's working, mechanics are proper and stuff like that.
What does aim small, miss small mean?
pick a small target, and then hopefully, like, because you picking something small, like, the misses will be even smaller kind of thing.
Talking with Charlie Foster on the Anglers Extra pregame show for Catch of the Day ahead of Game 8 against Hyannis. Now, Charlie, the Mississippi State fans love you. That's no secret. Every time it feels like we post you on our social medias, it gets a massive reaction. What's that fan love been like?
It's been awesome. I mean, I think we definitely have the best fan base in the country. They show up, show out every game. Like, I remember we played Ole Miss this year. It was rainy, muggy, but there was 14,000 fans there supporting us, and it's just awesome to know that you got that, like, kind of encouragement behind you, and just it helps you perform on the field even better.
You also have support of your teammates out here as well. A couple guys from Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, those are my guys. Like, we're all super close, on and off the field, and it's just been kind of a surreal moment to come out here and play with them in summer.
But it hasn't always been Mississippi State for you. It was Georgia for a time. What's the story behind that?
I don't want to speak too much on it, but it's just needed a change of scenery for me, and because, I mean, I'm from Georgia, obviously, and that's kind of where I wanted to go, but Mississippi State called me, and fell in love with the place, fell in love with the coaching staff, and decided that's where I need to be.
What's your favorite part about being there?
Really just the facilities. I mean, the coaching staff is awesome. They've poured everything into us, and honestly, the fan base, like, they'll take you out to eat. Like, it's like you're their son. It's pretty surreal.
Like part of one big family, huh?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And you're no stranger to big families either, isn't that right?
No, I'm the baby of 7, which is pretty cool. And, I mean, it's just a lot of chaos going on, but it's fun to be around a bunch of siblings. So,
when you're the youngest sibling, do you feel like you get babied a little bit?
for sure when I was younger. Now I'm the biggest in the family right now, so I feel like they're kind of like laying back on me, and they're just kind of like watching my footsteps right now, just making sure I'm going down the right path. That's all. Yeah.
Did growing up with all those older siblings make you a little tougher?
Oh, 100%. I had 3 older brothers. They were dunking me in the pool, throwing me around, playing football in the yard. Like, it was pretty cool growing up with them.
Are they baseball guys?
They all were. Some were better at football than baseball, but they all played baseball at some point in their lifetime, and that's kind of where I grew and gained the love and the respect for the game just watching them play.
What do you remember when you see your older brothers play?
Just gritty guys. They weren't super big, maybe 5'10", 5'11", but they gave it their all every time they went out and played, and it was just kind of allowed me to just follow in their footsteps, create my own legacy though.
Were they pitchers like you?
One of them was. The rest were shortstops, first baseman. I'm the only lefty in the family, so that's kind of where I got my pitching aspect from it. But yeah.
Now, when you look at those older brothers, and I'm assuming most of them are out of baseball by this point, do you kind of have the bragging rights that you're still going?
Oh yeah, 100%. We joke about it a lot, just because none of them went and played on at the college level, even though they had opportunities. But they're just kind of living their dreams through me, and it's just kind of catching up. Just chatting with them. It's pretty funny though.
Do they ever try to critique you or give you advice?
Not too much. They just kind of let me do my thing. They know I've been through the ringer a couple times in high school and just following my journey. That's pretty much all.
Big family, younger brother, that big family. Now, the younger brother maybe of this bullpen, you haven't been the most experienced guy coming into this year. What has Cape Cod given you so far?
Just the ability to go out there and pitch stress-free. Because playing in college ball, pitching in front of 15,000, I remember the first time walking out there, it was like, holy crap, this is real. Can't shy away from it. But now, coming out here, it's you can kind of hone on your craft, pitch with a little bit less stress, and it's just been awesome. And I'm obviously going to be here for a lot longer, and just getting more opportunities out there on the mound is the best thing for me.
Now, when you step out on the mound in the Cape League, how do you feel compared to college?
I feel like I've just been there now, and just feel a lot more confident in myself, a lot more comfortable out there. It's been awesome.
7 games down, 2 appearances down. Plenty more of the season to go ahead of Game 8 of the season on the Anglers Extra pregame show with Charlie Foster. Charlie, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Back with Jake Klein right now for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show. Jake?
Hudson just 1 earned run in the first 7 innings on the Cape, allowed by Charlie Foster, the lefty out of Mississippi State, has been stellar to start his Chatham career. And one of the benefits of Dennis Cook's recruiting strategy, as Charlie talked about, is that he'll be here most of the summer.
certainly is, and he looked for players at the beginning of the year that will have less innings and more time here so that the continuity builds with the roster.
Almost time for first pitch at McKeon Park. The sun is beating down. Lights not on yet, but they will be on soon. Chatham and Hyannis coming up. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovich scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
Chatham and Hyannis just minutes away from McKeon Park in Barnstable. It's time for the national anthem as the A's and Hawks line up in front of their respective dugouts.
Hello? Oh, hello. Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So after a little bit of a microphone malfunction, a great rendition of the national anthem here at McKeon Park. Hudson Ridley and Jake Klein with you, Diamond Side, as the sun beats down on the home of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the wind whipping straight out toward right field. As Chatham readies to face Hyannis, the A's 2-4-1, the Harbor Hawks 4-2-1, and Hudson has your starting lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar.
Sure do. Bit of a shakeup in the lineup for Game 8. It's the first time that Ethan Mendoza has not led off for Chatham. Instead, in his spot, Henry Ford. Then we see Chase Freilich in the 2-hole, who comes in today, his first game in Chatham, followed by Ace Reese in the 3 spot and Gavin Gallagher batting cleanup. Then it's Daniel Jackson in a new position you'll hear about in just a moment. He bats 5th, followed by Ethan Mendoza, who goes from 1st. to 6th. Then it's Isaiah Lane in the 7 hole and Cole Johnson with the DH duties in the 8 spot. Duncan Matthews rounds out the order in the 9 hole. Then for Hyannis, Matthew Mura leads it off. Then Andrew Williamson, followed by Jackson Willits in the 3 spot. Ray Velasquez is the cleanup hitter today, and Gabe Camacho in the 5 hole. Then it's Hayden Federico batting 6th, with Ryan McKay in the 7 spot and Jason Walk in the 8th. Then Brody Briggs, the catcher, in the 9 spot. Jake, you have our pitching matchup presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill.
For the home Hyannis Harbor Hawks in the top of the first, it will be lefty Evan Blanco out of Virginia. He's hit the transfer portal, but the 6-foot, 205-pound southpaw will make his second appearance for the Harbor Hawks. He pitched in the 3rd game of the season on the road at Brewster, a Hyannis loss, but went 4 innings and allowed just 1 earned run on 3 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Also 1 appearance so far on the Cape League season for the Chatham starter, right-hander Ryan Borberg, 6'1", 203-pound Dallas Baptist Patriot. He pitched in the A's 2nd game of the season on the road at Doran Park against Bourne. 3 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs but only 1 earned. He struck out 5 and walked 1. Hudson Dennis Cook said some of his rust may have been showing after a long layoff following the DBU season.
Certainly, but he expects him to be better in this game, which is the natural progression of things. It's the same for both hitters and pitchers. And when you talk to Dennis Cook throughout the beginning of the season, a lot of that focus is on the hitters with the wood bat and the rust, and how does that affect them? Well, when you look at pitchers, it's the same thing when you have a long layoff like Borberg did. Again, he expects him to right the ship today.
There is already a lefty throwing in the Hyannis bullpen, but their lefty starter Evan Blanco, joined by the rest of his teammates, have taken the field at McKeon Park. In their home white pinstriped uniforms, they've got the tricolor hats, royal blue on the back, white on the front with the swinging Harbor Hawk logo, orange bills, white jerseys with orange pinstripes, the curly H in orange on the upper left chest, and the orange numbers opposite, then the orange numbers on the back, and the pinstriped pants as well. Chatham in the classic road uniforms. They've got the royal blue hats with the red bills and the fishhook angler A. Royal blue jerseys with Chatham scrawled in script across the chest in white, red numbers front and white numbers back. They've got the gray pants. Just past the top of the hour at McKeon Park, sun shining down as the crowd has filed in nicely into the third base side grandstand behind Hyannis' dugout, and a couple of more fans scattered across the bleachers and the hill that runs up in between that third base grandstand and the press box, situated directly behind home plate. More than a handful of scouts on hand as well, sitting in the bleachers directly behind home as Evan Blanco throws his warm-up pitches. From the stretch, he's a short left-hander, and he will face the top of the Chatham order, which starts with Henry Ford, Blanco's former teammate at Virginia. Catcher Brody Briggs throws it down, and Henry Ford strides to the plate to start the ball game. Your umpires for today's game, presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Thomas Agosta is behind home plate. Jeff Merzell on the right side, Joe Caraco on the left side. Henry Ford into the righty box to face the lefty Blanco. Into the windup, his first pitch of the game. Swung on and popped foul, first base side and out of play, 0-1. 76 degrees and clear in Hyannis. Time and temperature at 6:04. Presented to you by the Chatham Athletic Association. Lefty comes set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. It's 0-2. Blanco making his second start of the year. 4 innings, 1 run in his first start against Brewster on day 3 of the Cape League season. 0-2. Line back up the middle into center field, a base hit. On one hop, Henry Ford singles to start the game against his former Virginia teammate, and that brings up Chase Freilich for the first time. Switch hitting utility man out of Auburn and a freshman All-American this spring. Primarily a catcher for the Tigers, makes his first Chatham start at first base tonight. First pitch, breaking ball outside, 1-0. Ford takes a conservative lead off first. Only about 2 steps as he dangles the right arm between his legs. Pitch, grounded up the middle, backhand stop by McKay at second, flip to second for 1, throw to first, in time, a double play. Welcome to Cape Cod, Chase Freilich. He grounds out 4-6-3 into the twin killing, and the leadoff single is erased. 2 gone in the first. Your Hyannis defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. In the outfield left to right, Hayden Federico, Jason Walk, and Andrew Williamson. First pitch to Ace Reese coming. Fastball called to strike, inside corner, 0-1. Left side of the infield, Ray Velasquez at third, Jackson Willits at short. On the right side, Ryan McKay at second, Gabe Camacho at first. Brody Briggs does the catching. 0-1. Breaking ball just below the knees of the lefty Reese. A ball and a strike. American flag in right center blowing straight out. 1-1. Fastball called a strike, bottom of the zone. Reese has words for home plate umpire Thomas Agosta. Nobody on, 2 out. Blanco's 1-2. Fastball just off the plate away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reese 1 of 3 last night against Bourne. 2-2. Breaking ball lofted on the infield toward third. Velasquez runs in by the pitcher's mound. He makes the catch to end the inning. So Henry Ford leads off with a single, but the Chase Freilich double play ball erases that. That went 4-6-3, and then Ace Reese pops out to third to end the thread. So Chatham gets no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and after the double play, nobody left on base. Hyannis sends Matthew Mura, Andrew Williamson, and Jackson Willits, the top of the order, to the plate in the home half of the first against Chatham's righty starter, Ryan Borberg. After a half inning of play, it's Chatham nothing. Hyannis coming to bat on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
Chatham righty Ryan Borberg takes the mound at McKeon Park as the A's and Harbor Hawks are set to start the bottom of the first. Chatham went down against Evan Blanco, who faced the minimum. Now Ryan Borberg's turn, 6'1", 203-pound righty from Dallas Baptist. He faces the righty hitting Hawaii designated hitter Matthew Mura. First pitch, fastball down and away, 1-0. Mura, then Andrew Williamson and Jackson Willits at the top of the Harbor Hawk order for manager Mitch Carricker. 1-0. Fastball paints the outside corner. A ball and a strike to the right. 92 on the fastball from Borberg. Mixes in a pair of breaking pitches as well. 1-1. Breaking ball fisted right back to the mound. Borberg catches it. So there's the first out on a softly hit line drive by Matthew Mura. The other off-speed pitch for Borberg is his changeup, which Dennis Cook praised to us on the manager's show before he pitched the first time in Bourne. Here's the lefty Andrew Williamson. First pitch, called a strike. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. Williamson, the lefty, hitting right fielder out of UCF. In the back of the left-hand batter's box. Borberg rocks and fires. Swung on and nicked foul at home plate. No balls, 2 strikes on Williamson.
Good job. Good job.
Borberg ready, nods yes at the sign. Winds up and comes home 0-2. Grounded right back to the mound, and Borberg spears it. He got it in the air. That one rocketed much harder back to the mound. And Borberg in the right place at the right time just extended the left glove hand and grabbed it out of midair.
You have to imagine, if you put a magnet in the ball and a magnet in the glove, would it look dissimilar to that? I don't know.
So 2 outs in the first, and here's the 3-hole hitter Jackson Willits. The pitch. Breaking ball misses inside, pops out of the glove of the catcher Duncan Matthews and rolls towards Chatham's dugout on the first base side. 1-0. Willits, the lefty, hitting shortstop out of Oklahoma. Borberg winds and deals. Fastball called a strike. Inside corner at 92. 1-1.
Make him hit it.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball darts just down and in against the lefty. 2 balls and a strike. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk for Borberg in his first appearance on the road at Bourne. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and away. 3-1. Nobody on, 2 out. Bottom of the first in a scoreless tie, the 3-1. Changeup called a strike. Low outside corner. Borberg pulls the string with that off-speed Dennis Cook likes. And the count goes full with 2 out. Chatham defense straight up against the lefty. Borberg winds up. The payoff pitch. Slammed down the right field line. It twists foul. Out of play into the trees. That wrap past each foul pole on either side and around the outfield fence, which is chain link and see-through. Unlike the chain link fence at Veterans Field, which is covered by a blue tarp. 3-2. Breaking ball just upstairs. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Willits, and that brings up the cleanup man, Ray Velasquez. Right-handed hitting third baseman out of Austin Peay. Looks toward Mitch Carricker, his manager coaching third. Drops the sign down for Willett. Takes a small lead off first. First pitch home. Fastball right down the middle. Called a strike. 0-1. Borberg uses those off-speed pitches, mid to low 80s, depending on which he throws, to make that low 90s fastball look a lot faster. 0-1. Breaking ball down and away. Duncan Matthews, the catcher, darts to his right to grab it. Field mostly illuminated by the sun, setting ever so slightly behind the press box, directly behind home plate. Right on right. Borberg's 1-1. Runner goes from first. Pitches outside. Matthews bobbled it on the transition. He does not throw. It's a stolen base for Jackson Willett. And there's a runner in scoring position with 2 out for Hyannis in the first. 2 balls and a strike on Velasquez. Borberg from the stretch. He deals. Popped into shallow right field. Jackson goes back on it, now comes in, he makes the catch to end the inning. So Ryan Borberg works around the 2-out walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After an inning of play at McKeon Park, it's Hyannis nothing and Chatham nothing. A's will come to the plate when we come back. They will send Gavin Gallagher, Daniel Jackson, and Ethan Mendoza to the dish against the starter Evan Blanco. Don't go anywhere, it's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. What I want.
Hi, this is Henry Ford from Virginia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Well, Henry Ford led off the first with a single for Chatham, quickly erased by the Chase Fralick double play ball, and the A's went in order. Now in the top of the second in a scoreless game, Chatham sends 4, 5, and 6 to the plate against Hyannis lefty Evan Blanco. Gavin Gallagher leads it off. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Diamond side at McKeon Park. First trip to Hyannis in the 2025 season for Chatham. Right-handed hitting Gallagher stands in against the lefty starter. First pitch of the second. Swung on and lofted shallow toward right. Right fielder Williamson sprints over, and he gets there right on the foul line. He makes a running catch into foul territory for the first out. So Gallagher goes down on the first pitch. That brings up the righty hitting Daniel Jackson with 1 out. Left against right. First pitch from Blanco. Fastball down and into the righty. 1-0. That Blanco fastball tops out around 90 miles per hour. Last one came in at 89. 1-0. Changeup misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. It's a 3-pitch mix for the lefty. Fastball, changeup, curve. 2-0. The pitch. Big swing and a miss. Jackson grabs at his left shoulder as he walks across the plate. Blanco winds up the 2-1. Downstairs. 3-1 on Daniel Jackson. Four games with Chatham last summer for Jackson. He's played almost every night to start 2025. 3-1. Up and away, ball 4. So he works a 5-pitch walk, and the A's have their second base runner of the day. Runner on first with 1 out for Ethan Mendoza. Before he steps into the righty box, looks down at Brett Doe in the third base coaching box. Flashes the signs as Jackson takes his lead off first. He's 2 of 2 stealing bases on the Cape League season. Lefty Blanco stares at him, now throws over, safe. Jackson dives in head first ahead of the tag from the first baseman Camacho. Left on right, first pitch. Fastball just inside at 88. It's 1-0. Blanco entered the year as a starter at Virginia. Mid-season demoted to the bullpen. And the numbers got a lot better after the move. 1-0. Swing and a miss by Mendoza. A ball and a strike. Jackson takes his lead at first with one out. 1-1 home. Breaking ball grounded to the right side. McKay comes up with a shovel to short. Willits to first. It gets away from the first baseman Camacho, and Mendoza turns and goes to second. Throw there is late. Hyannis with a golden double play chance. It becomes an E3, and now Chatham has a runner in scoring position with 2 out.
Instant groans as well from the Chatham dugout when they saw where that ball was hit squarely at McKay. Like you said, Jake, it was a golden chance. A squeeze on that ball at first, and it's back-to-back double plays for Chatham in innings 1 and 2.
It was not a bad throw from Willits. Camacho just watched it tip off the end of his glove and roll toward the sidewall. Righty hitting Isaiah Lane in. First pitch. Fastball up and out. Starts his hands around but holds up. It's 1-0. Blanco, the starter, said his demotion to the bullpen at Virginia helped him pitch with a little bit of edge. Trying to bear down in the second. 1-0. Fastball called a strike. Inside corner, 1-1 on Lane. And then he entered the transfer portal, did the starter Blanco, after Brian O'Connor, the UVA head coach, departed for Mississippi State. 1-1. Breaking ball flutters outside. 2 balls and a strike on the righty hitting shortstop Isaiah Lane. He's got a natural grain bat in his hands. Fades into a gray stained handle. 2-1 home. Swung on and popped up right side. Into the outfield, Camacho, the first baseman, called off by the second baseman, McKay, who makes a running grab. 1 step in fair territory for the final out. So the A's get a runner to scoring position thanks to the Hyannis error, but they do not score. No hits, the error, and 1 man left on base. After an inning and a half at McKeon Park, we're still scoreless. Gabe Camacho, the 5-hole hitter, then Hayden Federico and Ryan McKay due up against the Chatham starter Ryan Borberg in the second. You won't want to miss it. Stay right here. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Five, 6, and 7 due up for Hyannis. We go to the bottom of the second at McKeon Park. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Right-hander Ryan Borberg stands in. First pitch to the lefty, Gabe Camacho, is a fastball called a strike. Inside corner, 0-1. Camacho, big burly left-handed hitting first baseman out of UC San Diego. 0-1. Breaking ball lined into right field, a base hit. Drops on one hop in front of Jackson, and Hyannis has its first hit of the ball game. That brings up Hayden Federico, left fielder from Ole Miss.
I was just about to say, so far it's been a lot of good wood to the ball from Hyannis, just hit in mostly unfortunate spots the first time that the Harbor Hawks break through. Remember the first two batters that Borberg faced, comebackers scorched right to him. Both of them hit fairly strong.
Lefty hitting Federico spins his red-stained bat toward home, pick to first, safe. Head first dive by Camacho. Borberg from the stretch. First pitch home. Fastball just inside to the lefty. A ball and no strikes. Some Hyannis players wear royal blue Harbor Hawk helmets. Others keep their school helmets on. Right on left. 1-0 pitch. Outside with a fastball, 2-0. Federico falls into neither category. He's got a blank white Marucci brand helmet on. No logo on front. Pick to first, safe again. Freilich slaps the tag on Camacho. He's back with a head first dive. He's on first with nobody out. Nothing in the bottom of the second. Borberg's 2-0 pitch. Fastball lined foul. Just barely wide of the chalk down the right field line. Had extra bases written all over it. Had it been just a foot or so further left. Instead, strike one on Federico. Chatham middle infielders pinch toward the bag at second. Gallagher, the third baseman, 10 feet off the line at third. Pick to first, safe. Another tag from Freilich, another head first dive from Camacho. Right on left. Borberg comes set on the first base side of the rubber. 2-1. High, 3-1. He walked Willits with 2 out in the first, after he only walked 1 in 3 1/3 in his first start against Bourne. Right, he spins the ball behind his back. Now brings it into his glove, set at the belt, the 3-1. Fastball drilled, right center field. Jackson sprints back, he looks up, it's out of here. A long 2-run homer for Hayden Federico, and the Harbor Hawks strike first at home. 2-0 Hyannis over Chatham in the bottom of the second.
Sorry, right, let's get him.
Kept leaving it over the heart of the plate for Borberg. It was only really a matter of time after how many guys had gotten bat to ball that he may get popped. Just been a little too much over the plate, but that does come with the approach that Dennis Cook wants. He wants a lot of strikes, and so far, Borberg has done that.
Still nobody out in the second. Lefty hitting Ryan McKay in. First pitch is a breaking ball inside, 1-0. Gallagher comes in on the grass at third. Now ahead of the 1-0, he backs up. Borberg in the wind, he comes home.
There you go.
Fastball popped foul behind home plate and out of play. Right against left, Borberg takes a deep breath. Here's his 1-1. High, 2-1. Home run by Federico, his first of the Cape League season, perhaps aided by the strong winds blowing right out toward right center. 2-1. Fastball grounded sharply up the middle and into center field, a base hit. 3 straight Hyannis knocks start the second, and the Hawks have a runner on first. Still nobody out.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, number 6, Jason Walk.
Jason Walk comes in. Lefty hitting center fielder from Oklahoma, as the Chatham catcher Duncan Matthews goes to the mound. There's a fan out in the trees beyond the right center field fence who just went into the thick wooded area to fetch the home run ball from Hayden Federico.
I don't know what's back in those woods, but I do not want to be the one to have to find out.
He seems to have the ball.
And at least he got something out of that.
First pitch, runner goes. It's high. The throw to second is way offline. Would have gone into center field had Mendoza not been there for the backup. It's a stolen base for Ryan McKay, and Hyannis has another runner in scoring position, nobody out. 1-0 on Walk, checks the bat twice toward the mound, and Borberg steps off ahead of the 1-0 pitch. 2-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the second. Borberg ready. Looks at second, now comes home. Fastball called a strike, inner third. Walk rolls his head at the umpire, Thomas Agosta, behind home plate. Righty home, breaking ball outside, 2-1. Walk out of Oklahoma has those Sooner red cleats on in the style of the Air Jordan 1s. Says Boomer Sooner on each heel. Borberg set, 2-1. Fastball popped up, straight away left field. Ace Reese in his tracks. Now he runs in, makes the catch by his left side for the second out. It's been an adventurous left field experience for Ace Reese. Had an error out there 2 days ago against Yarmouth Dennis. Almost running in circles on that last grab, but he finally sprinted in and made the catch for the second out. Rather, the first out.
And not the position he's used to playing either. Played it at Houston and then exploded when he went to Mississippi State and played third base, but didn't have as much success in left.
Can also play first. Lefty hitting Brody Briggs in. First pitch, line to center. Ford walks in. He makes the catch and tosses into the cutoff man after the second out. He keeps the runner McKay at second.
Coming to the plate for the Harbor Hawks, the designated hitter, number 8, Matt Mura.
So now it's Matt Mura's turn as the Harbor Hawk order turns over and the Hawaii leadoff man steps in. Runner on second with 2 outs. Hyannis 2, Chatham 0, bottom of the second. Right on right matchup. The pitch. Swing and a miss. About letter high against the righty, and he waves through it. 0-1. Shortstop Isaiah Lane on the grass in shallow left. Oh, 1. Fastball grounded toward short. Lane to his left. Fields behind second. He throws in time to nab Mura at first and end the inning. So after a slow start to the bottom of the second from Ryan Borberg, he bounces out to retire 3 straight. But the Harbor Hawks get 2 runs on 3 hits, including the big 2-run homer by Hayden Federico. No errors and 1 man left on base. After 2 at McKeon Park, the hosts lead 2-0. Hyannis over Chatham early. Bottom of the order coming up. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air. sexy double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down.
Bottom two in the Chatham order, and then the leadoff man as the A's now chase 2 runs. 2-0 Harbor Hawks at McKeon Park. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Cole Johnson, righty hitting Austin P state designated hitter, leads off against the lefty starter Evan Blanco. First pitch of the third. Swing and a miss at a low change, 0-1. Lights are on in Hyannis. The 0-1. Inside, a ball and a strike. Sky still the same shade of blue it was when the game started. But as we head toward darkness, the light tower is just starting to warm up. 1-1. Swing and a miss. That time a breaking ball down and away, and Johnson cuts over it. 1-2. Left on right. Blanco stares in. Winds up the 1-2. Grounded softly to short. Willits charges. Gathers. Sidearms to first in time for the first down. And now Duncan Matthews comes up, the Chatham 9-hole hitter.
The catcher, number 25, from South Alabama, Duncan Matthews.
Righty hitter taps his chest, checks his black bat toward the mound. First pitch from Blanco. Swung on and lined straight back. Off the netting above the brick backstop at McKeon Park. It's 0-1. Lefty ready. Here's the 0-1 to Matthews. In the dirt, 1-1. Slightly further from mound to plate than it is from plate to backstop. Brick backstop padded in blue in the area directly behind home. 1-1. Swung on and popped foul. In the air behind home plate, offset toward the first base side. It's 1-2. American flag by the right field scoreboard continues to whip out toward right. Nobody on, 1 out. Blanco's 1-2. High, 2-2. Chatham's Henry Ford on deck. He's the leadoff man, 1 for 1. Blanco brings the glove over the face. Now the 2-2. Downstairs, Matthews works it full. Enters the game 0 of 15 on the Cape League season. Lefty ready. 3-2 to Matthews. Swung on and bounced on one hop to the second baseman McKay. Takes a step to his left. He fields and throws to first in time for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third. And that flips the Chatham order for Henry Ford.
Batting for the Anglers, the center fielder, number 37, Henry Ford.
Ford singled on a 2-strike line drive into center to start the game. Then forced out on Chase Fralick's double play ball. First pitch. Changeup called a strike at the knees, 0-1. 2-0 Hyannis, bottom of the second. Nobody on with 2 outs. Blanco's 0-1. Swung on and popped up. Shallow right center field. Williamson into the gap. Called off by the center fielder Walk. He makes the catch to end the inning. So Chatham goes 1-2-3 in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, and no errors with nobody left on base. Nobody even reached base. After 2.5 at McKeon Park, Hyannis is up 2-0 on Chatham. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 2-0 Hyannis over Chatham as we go to the bottom of the third at McKeon Park. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. 2, 3, and 4 in the Harbor Hawk order to face the Chatham righty starter Ryan Borberg. 2-run homer by Hayden Federico has the Hawks on top early. First pitch to the lefty Williamson. Fastball high, 1-0. Williamson lined out sharply back to the mound in the first. 1-0. Fastball cranked right center field and deep. Jackson back on the track. He looks up. It's way out of here. Andrew Williamson with a blast. Pretty much the same spot Federico hit his. And now it's 3-0 Hyannis in the third.
That's nothing new for Williamson either. He's one of the league leaders in OPS so far this season, and for a guy that has had plenty of success in this league so far, you only imagine that things like that will continue. His second home run of the young season, but he was one of the first this year to hit one in the Cape Cod League.
And that now ties him personally with the entire Chatham team. First pitch to Willits. Fastball misses high. 1-0. And Hyannis has hit as many homers in this game as Chatham has all season. 1-0. Fastball called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the lefty hitter. Borberg winds up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Righty ready. The windup and the pitch. Down and in. 3-1. Willits lefty hitting shortstop out of Oklahoma. He walked and was stranded on second his first time up. 3-1 home. High, ball 4. 5 of the last 7 Hyannis hitters have reached. The Hawks in front 3-0 in the bottom of the third. They've got a runner on first with nobody out for Ray Velasquez. Borberg in the stretch, first to pick over, and Willits gets back standing. Willits stole second after his walk in the first. Velasquez flew out to right to strand him. Borberg set, first pitch. Fastball clips the outside corner. With the help of a Duncan Matthews frame up, it's 0-1. Right against right. 0-1. Breaking ball, powered to left. Reese comes a few steps in, shaded toward the gap. The left fielder makes the grab for the first out. So Velasquez 0 for 2. Now Gabe Camacho comes into the lefty box.
The left fielder from Mississippi. The first baseman from UC San Diego, number 10, Gabe Camacho.
Third baseman Gallagher comes in on the grass. Runner on first with 1 out. Borberg set. Pick to first, safe. Willits back standing. Pick to first again. This time a dive. Willits is again safe.
That righty pick move is just so tough because you telegraph it with the spin of your body instead of stepping off like a lefty. It just makes it so much harder.
First pitch home. Fastball popped up. Foul ground on the third base side. Matthews, the catcher, sprints over. He watches it land about 2 rows of fans deep past the backstop. No runs on a hit, no errors for Chatham. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error by Hyannis. Borberg ready. Glances to first, now throws over. Safe. Willits doesn't need the slide this time.
And as a result of these pickoff attempts, too, the lead has been getting shorter and shorter.
There's another, and this time he dives back.
And at this point, with how short the leadoff has gotten for Willits, he knows he's being held very tightly. There's no way you'll get him.
0-1. Fastball down and away. 1-1. He's barely more than a step off the base at first.
Especially for the last 2 throws over. He was not more than 2 steps away from the bag. He didn't have to make much of an effort to get back.
1-1. Fastball just tapped foul at home plate toward the Hyannis on deck circle on the third base side. It's 1-2. Right against left. Borberg comes set. Another pick to first. Willits back standing. Willits was 14 of 15 swiping bags at Oklahoma this spring. 3 for 3 on the Cape so far. 1-2. Fastball popped up. Shallow center field. Shortstop, second baseman, center fielder all converge. It's the shortstop Lane who makes the catch 5 steps onto the grass. 2 outs.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks from Mississippi, number 3, Hayden Federico.
So that brings up Hayden Federico, who slammed a 2-run homer his last time up. Lefty digs in against the righty. Runner on first, 2 out. Pick over, safe. No slide. Chatham very preoccupied by the runner at first. Willits takes a short lead with 2 out. First pitch, high. Matthews leaps out of his crouch to grab it. It's 1-0.
And now with 2 outs, you're already down by 3, facing a hitter who has hit a deep home run off of you. The focus has to be at Federico at the plate.
He throws to first, and Willits was not even off the base. Actively standing on the base, and Borberg picks over. Now takes another short lead. 1-0. Fastball, broken back grounder, back to the mound. Borberg bobbles it, picks it up, shovels to first in time to end the inning. Well, Ryan Borberg made it interesting, but he puts out Hayden Federico 1-3, and the top of the third, rather the third, is over. Another Hyannis home run, this one by Andrew Williamson, has the Hawks up 3-0 after a third of the ball game. In the third, they get a run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The lefty Evan Blanco coming back out, ready for his 4th inning of work as Hudson Ridley takes over on the microphone. 3-0 Hyannis at home over Chatham. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Chase Fralick strides to the plate to start the fourth. Here's Hudson Ridley.
Thank you very much, Jake. Fralick digs in from the left side. It's Fralick, Reese, and Gallagher, 2, 3, and 4 to face Blanco. First pitch from the lefty, dips below the knees for ball 1. In his first at-bat as a Chatham Angler, Fralick grounded into a double play that erased Henry Ford's leadoff single. The 1-0. Popped up left side, foul, as it tails out. Fralick adjusts his neck and now his batting gloves in a 1-1 count. Chatham trails by 3 off the bat of 2 different home runs, one from Federico and one from Williamson. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a liner right side and foul. Scorched to the chain link fencing, and it dribbles over top of it into the forest that sits just behind the Chatham bullpen. Nobody up and warming in place of Ryan Borberg as of right now. Blanco comes set, 1-2 pitch. Skips in the dirt off the protector of Brody Briggs, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fralick just finished up his freshman year at Auburn, where he was all around tremendous, a freshman All-American. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball high.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, for the Anglers.
Got him to offer. Swung right over the top of it. So with 1 gone in the top of the 4th, it brings up Ace Reese from the left side.
Let's go, kid.
Reese patiently awaits. Blanco decides on the sign. Kicks and deals. Ball taken low and away on a fastball. A smile, big-time grin from Evan Blanco, who's tossed 3 1/3 scoreless so far. 1-0. Reese rockets it to straightaway center field. Walk underneath it, and he makes the grab in center for out number 1. It was a liner all the way out to dead center field. Jason Walk only had to take 2 or 3 steps into his right in order to make the grab. It's quickly 2 up, 2 down for Evan Blanco. That brings up Gavin Gallagher. Second straight night in the cleanup role for the third baseman. He stands in from the right side. First pitch. Dips below the knees on a slider. It's 1-0. That same grin from Blanco almost seems to be directed at Thomas Augusta, the home plate umpire, every time there is a borderline call. That does not end up his way. 1-0 pitch. Taken at the knees for strike 1. Gallagher flied out to right to begin the top of the 2nd inning. 1-1. Grounded left side of the infield, scooped at third by Velasquez. Tosses over to first in time, and 1, 2, 3 goes Chatham. Ray Velasquez scooped it with the glove hand, flipped it to his bare hand, turned the body, and fired. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners reaching base for Chatham in the top of the frame. When we return, it's the bottom of the 4th and the bottom of the order. McKay, Walk, and Briggs for Hyannis on the other side when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Well, I can't
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Harbor Hawks in front 3-0 over Chatham as we begin the bottom of the fourth. The Hyannis bats have been firing. 2 home runs already. That's the difference. One of them being a 2 RBI shot. Both off of Ryan Borberg. The righty retakes the mound. Kicks and deals his first pitch to McKay. Tails inside on a slider. Below the zone, it's ball 1. It'll be Ryan McKay, Jason Walk, and Brody Briggs. 7, 8, and 9 of the Hyannis order. Borberg, a deep breath, fires. Popped up, foul. It sails over the bleachers and out into the parking lot. The line scores out in right center field. Reed Chatham, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. Hyannis, 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. 1-1 pitch, chopped at the plate, foul. McKay put so much of his back into the swing that his helmet nearly fell off. He steps out and readjusts it. One and 2. Rocketed left side, foul. McKay phantom swings, steps outside of the box, and retakes his place. Borberg has waited this entire time. Shakes off Matthews on a few signs. Now comes set and delivers. Grounded right side. Fralick can't grab it at first. It skips over the top of his glove and dribbles out in right field. Jackson's there to scoop it up. It's an unfortunate single charged on the line of Ryan Borberg. And it puts the leadoff man on board for the Harbor Hawks in the form of Ryan McKay.
Wacky hop. Chase Fralick in his first game on a Cape League field. And he's gotten the full Cape League experience in his first couple innings.
Not all the infields are perfectly manicured like they are in the SEC. Check over on first. Back in time. Ryan McKay slides head first. There was nearly double-digit pick moves to first in the last frame. And now another over to first base. Same situation with McKay that Jackson Willits faced in the third, where he's only a step or 2 off the bag, and Borberg continues to check. Jason Walk waits patiently in the left-hander's box. Here's the first pitch. Below the zone, blocked by Matthews before it could squeeze through his legs. The fastball low. He handles it. It's 1-0. Now Walk steps out of the box. New ball called for by Ryan Borberg. He gets it. Holds the ball behind his back. Shakes off Matthews yet again. Finally decides on a sign. Puts the ball in his glove at the belt. Now kicks and deals. Swing and a rocket to right field. Back on it goes Jackson at the track, and he makes the grab. The ball went from home plate to right field, where Jackson snagged it in only about a second of time, maybe less. It was drilled directly at him. He didn't have to take a step to his right or left. And it's the first out in the bottom of the fourth. That brings up the 9-hole hitter Brody Briggs. He's got a runner on first in Ryan McKay. 1 gone. Harbor Hawks on top 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Check over at first base, this time a little bit closer as McKay slides in. That's the third pickoff move he's faced. As he dusts off his uniform, plenty of dirt on the front. He's had to slide back in 3 times. Borberg's first pitch, runner takes off. Matthews, the throw down, doesn't get anywhere close. It's gloved by Mendoza, who stands well away from second base. And it's a steal for Ryan McKay, his second of the ballgame.
Matthews has made a couple of errant throws to first. That one to the backup man, Mendoza, in the air.
Twice now, McKay has singled and stolen second base. Pitch from Borberg, called strike at the knees. First time up for Brody Briggs. It was a hot shot liner directly at forward and center field. A long look in from Borberg. Comes set with 7 on the clock. deals with 2. Low and away. Slider runs the count to 2-1. Wind blowing straight out to center field. The American flag whipping in that direction. A jet flying directly overhead, one of the airports on Cape Cod in Hyannis. 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, and Matthews gloves it. Three-one count, 1 on. 1 gone. Here's the pitch. Cranked right side. Frelick snags it. Only jumped an inch in the air. His arm did the rest. The left glove snagged it and cooled off the heat of that ball before it traveled into right field. Frelick saves what certainly would have been a run. Leaves the scoreboard at 3-0, but adds the second out of the bottom of the 4th. An acrobatic play. That turns the lineup over for Matthew Mura. Stands in from the right side. First pitch from Borberg. Cranked to center field. Sends Ford back to the wall. It one hops off the wall. McKay scores from second base. It's a stand-up RBI double for Matthew Mura. And it's 4-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the 4th. The 6th hit of the day. Third extra base hit. And now Andrew Williamson with one of those extra base hits stands in. But before that happens, Jay Powell makes the walk to the mound and gives the point to the bullpen. Ryan Borberg just stares at the catcher Duncan Matthews, who walks out. He can't face Powell. Powell takes the ball from him, taps him on the shoulder, and sends him on his way. Back in just a moment with a Chatham Bars In call to the bullpen. We'll get you the new pitcher and lines for Borberg when we return. Harbor Hawks on top 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Some stuck out as I go. I'm just traveling up the road. Maps don't do much for me, friend. I follow the weather and the wind. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got a pregnant Sally at his side. Yes, indeed, her children are a gift. Thank you kindly for the lift. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Trucker gears his engine down. Says climb on up, son, I'm highway bound. Dashboard picture.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's a Chatham Bars In call to the bullpen as Ethan Calder makes his way in. The left-hander from Baylor will face Andrew Williamson, the lefty, who's already homered in this game. A runner on second, 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch swung on and tipped into the glove of Matthews. It's 0-1. This is Calder's second appearance of the season. In his first, he pitched 3 2/3, allowing 1 run. 0-1 pitch. Tails in for a strike. 0-2. Get some encouragement from the Chatham dugout. The Anglers have struggled on both sides today. The 3rd straight game that they failed to get anything going early. 0-2 pitch. Bounces in the dirt. Matthews blocks it, keeps it in front of him, and scoops it up with the bare hand. That holds the runner on second. Matthew Mura is that runner. Had a stand-up RBI double, which drove in Ryan McKay, the 4th run of the ball game for Hyannis. Chatham still scoreless. Calder looks his way. Now the lefty comes home. Strike 3 called. Fastball at the knees froze Williamson, and it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Chatham. Ryan Borberg exits the inning, and Ethan Calder immediately picks up the slack. Still, Hyannis adds 1 more on. 2 runs, added on, 1 run, on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Back in just a moment for the top of the 5th, where we will find the middle of the order. Daniel Jackson, Ethan Mendoza, and Isaiah Lane on the other side for Chatham. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around. Just about 5'4". From her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, love. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa.
Top of the 5th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis on top 4-0 after tacking on a run in the last frame. Standing into bat from the right side, it's Daniel Jackson. He'll face the lefty, Evan Blanco. First pitch. Dips below the zone. Jackson thought about firing the hands. Instead, he holds back. The 1-0 from Blanco. Called strike at the belt. After Jackson, it's Mendoza and Lane. 5, 6, and 7 of the Chatham order. The 1-1. Tails just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jake, you have a check on MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
That's right. Every team in the AL East lost today. Tigers beat the Rays 9-3.
2-1 pitch. Rocketed right side, high fly ball, hangs up in the air. Williamson to the corner, looks up, reaches up. Did he make the catch? No, it's gone. Daniel Jackson circles the bases for the 2nd time this season. It's a solo shot for Chatham, and the Anglers are on the board, still trailing 4-1 in the top of the 5th. A ball that just kept on carrying. That's the 2nd time this season that Jackson has powered one over the fence, this time going to opposite field. That brings up Ethan Mendoza, who stands in from the right side. Chatham a little bit of hitting momentum. Blanco agrees on the sign, kicks and deals. First pitch is grounded up the middle, a base hit. Ethan Mendoza with a single keeps the Chatham hit parade rolling. Back-to-back hits for the Anglers. And all of a sudden, Evan Blanco starting to feel the heat. Isaiah Lane stands in from the right side. Gets a signal from Brett Doe in the third base coach's box. Tying run in the hole now for the Anglers. First pitch, cranked to the backstop. Jake, a few more scores here.
Blue Jays fell 4-2 at home against the White Sox. Yankees beat the Orioles by the same score, 4-2. Mariners crushed the Cubs 14-6.
Pitch to Mendoza, rather Lane. Dips below the knees, it's 1-1.
Giants, 9-5 winners over the Red Sox, take the series against Rafael Devers' former team.
Unfortunate all around for Red Sox fans in that deal. 1-1 at the letters. Ball just high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pirates over the Rangers 8-3. Marlins beat the Braves in Miami 5-3, and the Reds topped the Cardinals 4-1.
Cardinals on a bit of a slide. Falling down the standings. 2-1. Pitch is low. Runner takes off for second. The tag applied, and they got him.
No way!
That was awfully close. A bang-bang play. Jay Powell shot out of his chair. The pitching coach now has to walk into the dugout to avoid walking out onto the field. It was Ethan Mendoza who was gunned by Briggs at second, and it wipes out the single that he had just moments ago. 3-1 count to Lane. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, low and away. So it replaces Mendoza on first with Lane, but still, you'd rather have runners on first and second.
Not a huge fan of the decision to try for a steal there. A couple of hard hit balls consecutively. The home run by Jackson and the single by Mendoza was already in a 2-1 count. Pitcher Blanco had been struggling to find the zone and eventually walked Lane.
Gave him what was not a free out, a hard-earned out, but not one that comes at the dish. Cole Johnson stands in. First pitch to the righty, a strike. Breaking ball broke from the letters to the belt. 0-1 count, 1 gone. Isaiah Lane with a leadoff at first. 4-1. Hyannis leads over Chatham in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-2. And Johnson has to step out and readjust. The designated hitter from Austin Peay has struggled to begin the season, just 1 hit in 5 games played. Pickoff move to first, a lofted throw from Blanco. Really no threat to Lane, who scurries back in. Blanco decides on the sign. The 0-2. Half-hearted swing, appeal down to first, no swing, says first base umpire Jeff Merzel. Makes it 1-2. Lane with a sizable leadoff at first. Another check over, the tag applied. Not in time, but very close. Pickoff moves from lefties to first base. Pretty effective as long as those legs don't cross. 1-2. Chopped right side, stays on the infield, scooped up barehanded, underhand throw to first base from Blanco. And Johnson is retired. 2 outs in the top of the 5th, and it brings up the catcher Duncan Matthews. Lane did move up 90 feet on the fielder's choice, so he stands in scoring position at second. Matthews from the right side. His family coming in today to watch him play. First pitch at the eyes for ball 1. Blanco has started to struggle. hasn't found the zone consistently on his last few batters. The pitch at the letters, but called a strike. Boy, Matthews, at just 5'10", having to deal with pretty tall strike zone. He's even in the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Worked himself into a full count back in the 3rd, then grounded out to second base. Two-1. Upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. A righty up and warming in the Hyannis bullpen. It's number 2, Tommy Subasa. 3-1. Low and away, ball 4. So Matthews works a 2-out walk. It puts runners on first and second for Chatham. And with 2 gone, Henry Ford comes in, and now a potential change. Hyannis pitching coach making his way to the mound to have a conversation with Blanco.
Hard not to think about what this inning would look like had Mendoza not run and been caught stealing. If he had just stayed put, and then the same results happen the rest of the way. Lane walks, then that little swinging bunt by Johnson probably puts runners on second and third, and then Matthews walks. We'd be looking at a bases loaded 1-out situation instead of a first and second 2-out situation.
Chatham was trying to push the pace pretty quickly and paid the price originally, but still a chance to tack on more runs. This is probably the guy you want at the plate in Henry Ford. Tall right-hander just committed to Tennessee today, transferring from UVA. His former UVA teammate, Evan Blanco, with a long look in. They face each other with runners on first and second, 2 gone. The pitch, low. Slider ducks below the zone. It's a ball and no strikes. Lane, the runner on second. Matthews, the runner on first.
Similar mid-inning situation to last night when Chatham had a chance to send the game-tying run to the plate.
Blanco comes set on the 1-0, kicks and deals. Just below. Blanco upset at the ball call.
Last night it was Jake Hanley. He struck out in that big spot.
Chatham only put across 1 run last night, 3 the night before. 2-0. Below the belt, and it's ball 3. Blanco has been missing just a little inside on Ford. Now a 3-0 with 2 on. Pitch. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk loads the bases for Chatham, and this ball game has a whole new complexion. Tough to think that Blanco will face another. But nobody coming out of the Hyannis dugout. Isaiah Lane up to third. It's Duncan Matthews on second and Henry Ford on first. All 3 have reached because of walks. 2 gone for Chase Freilich. Here's the pitch. Runs inside on him, 1-0. A dangerous spot for the left-hander. Chatham has been waiting for an inning of offensive explosion for a few games now. Hasn't happened since the last time they played Hyannis. 1-0, tails inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And you can almost feel it for Chatham.
No place to put Freilich. Now in a 2-0 count, Blanco's going to have to throw him something over the plate soon.
Freilich was a dangerous hitter at Auburn this past year. 2-0. Tails in on a slider. Strike call. Got him on the front door. Lefty working on the lefty. Freilich today 0 for 2. Grounded out into a double play and struck out in the 4th. The 2-1. Strike called at the knees. Fastball taken all the way in. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the top of the 5th. Bases are loaded for Chase Fralick. Chatham trails by 3. Blanco's pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Evan Blanco escapes a huge jam. Walks the bases loaded and then strikes out Fralick to stay alive in the frame. Chatham grabs one back off the bat of Daniel Jackson on his 2nd home run of the season. But with the bases left loaded, it's still 4-1 Harbor Hawks as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th. Back in just a moment on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Gina dreams of running away. She cries in the night time and whispers, baby, it's okay. Someday we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh.
Halfway there on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham trails Hyannis 4-1. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Bottom of the 5th, and Ethan Calder out for a 2nd inning of work. He faces Jackson Willits to lead it off. First pitch from the lefty is a ball low and away. It's Willits, Velasquez, and Camacho. 3, 4, and 5 for Hyannis. 1-0. Above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes. Calder came in to face one batter in the 4th. He struck out Williamson looking. That held a runner on 2nd. 2-0. Tails in. It's quickly 3 balls and no strikes. Calder needs to find the zone. .30 pitch. Strike at the bottom of the zone on a fastball. Defense playing Willett straight up. He's reached twice on walks. 3-1. Pops it up. Ranges into foul territory and lands behind the press box, directly behind home plate. Calder is back in it after the challenge fastball at 89, up and in on Willits. It's a full count to the leadoff man. Here's the pitch. Tails inside, ball 4. 3 plate appearances for Jackson Willits. 3 straight walks. He makes his way down the first base line and gives way for Ray Velasquez. Hyannis on top 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first and nobody gone as the sun starts to sink in the western sky. Lights are on at McKeon Park. Pickoff move and Willits is back in time. The around double-digit pickoff attempts from Ryan Borberg in that 3rd were all focused on Jackson Willits, who was eventually held at first base. First pitch on the way. Velasquez rockets it out to right field. Gives it a ride to the wall at the track, and it's caught by Ford. Runner tags up from first to second. Willits is in time, and it's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th. A good ranging play by Ford. Him and Jackson converged in the right center field gap. And even though Jackson had the shorter run from right field, Ford still made the play and spun around, although the runner did tag from first. So it puts 1 in scoring position for Hyannis, and up comes Gabe Camacho. Lefty on lefty as Calder checks the runner at second and fires. Low and away. Ball 1. After Camacho, it's Federico. Had a 2-run shot in the second. That accounts for half of the Harbor Hawks' runs. 1-0, cut on and missed. Slider low had him absolutely fooled. Camacho 1 for 2. Had a single back in the second. Calder's 1-1. Nicks him in the back. A weak ball that just skipped him. And it's a hit by pitch that puts runners on first and second. That makes way for Hayden Federico. Bright white, no logo helmet for Federico. But perhaps no frills is for the best. 2-run shot to dead center in the second. And now he's got runners on first and second. Harbor Hawks already up 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch at the knees, a called strike. Middle infield at double play depth. Gallagher even with the bag at third. Pitch from Calder. Skips in the dirt. Matthews blocks it. 1-1 count, 1 gone. Camacho on first, Willits on second. Reaching on a hit by pitch and a walk, respectively. Pitch from Calder. Cracked left side on the ground. Gallagher fields at third. Throw to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. So Camacho retired at second on the fielder's choice, and it's runners on the corners for Hyannis.
Gallagher has really struggled throwing to second base in the first couple of days of his A's tenure. That's the 3rd time he's had an opportunity to start a 5-4-3 around the horn double play and has misfired to second and prevented that double play.
This time the throw pulled Mendoza higher than he would have liked and took off the rhythm of the double play. First pitch to Ryan McKay, tails low for ball 1. The speedster Willits on third base. It's Federico on first. 2 gone, bottom 5. 1-0, runner takes off for second. Matthews catches a strike, no throw down. And it's a stolen base for Hayden Federico, unopposed. That's the 4th steal of the game so far for Hyannis. We're just in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Taken below. 2 balls and a strike. Jackson Willits itching to go from third base. Here's the 2-1. Swing upstairs. He tried to hold back on a fastball. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Bottom of the 5th and runners on the corners for Hyannis. Already with a 4-1 lead. Here's the pitch. Ducks below the zone. The fastball couldn't get him to chase. McKay pulls himself into a full count. High leverage situation for Ethan Calder. This game is in reach for Chatham. 3-2 pitch, runs inside, ball 4. So the bases are loaded now for the Harbor Hawks. And after a difficult start for Ryan Borberg, the same has followed with Ethan Calder. Willits on third, Federico on second, McKay on first, all ahead of Jason Walk, who digs in from the right side. First pitch to Walk. Called strike. He pulled his hands off the plate and shuffled away. Now slowly tilts and shakes his head, disagreeing with the call from Augusta behind home plate. 0-1, cut on and missed in the dirt. Strike two. Calder just a strike away from getting out of a bases-loaded jam. 4-1, Hyannis leads in the bottom of the fifth. Walk awaits patiently. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. A massive strikeout from Ethan Calder. And after Chatham leads the bases loaded on a strikeout, Hyannis does the exact same in the bottom of the fifth. No runs for the Harbor Hawks on no hits, no errors, but 3 runners reaching base, all left stranded, as Chatham escapes the inning by the skin of its teeth. 4-1, the Harbor Hawks lead it on the way to the top of the sixth, where Chatham is up to bat on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing.
Top of the sixth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and it's time for a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. Evan Blanco is out after giving up the lone Chatham run. He has 4 runs of support and is still in line for the win. The pitcher replacing him is Tsubasa Tomai, coming in for his second appearance of the season. 5'7", 170 from Tokyo. The right-hander stares down Ace Reese, the lefty. He'll face Reese, Gallagher, and Jackson. His first pitch, tails low and in for ball 1. Like most Japanese pitchers, throws from the stretch. Tomei takes his time between pitches. Fires with 4 seconds on the clock. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Reese, who exhales hard. It was a nasty breaking ball from Tomei. 1-1 count on Ace Reese. Here it is. Popped up left side of the infield. Velasquez behind third base, ranges over to his left and makes the grab for out number 1. Nearly lost it in the lights that are now shining down at McKeon Park. Had to bolt to his left in order for that not to drop on the infield dirt, but it's an out all the same. And Tomei has retired the leadoff man.
Let's go, Chatham. Good hot now. Let's go.
That brings up Gavin Gallagher. Standing in from the right side. First pitch. Called strike in the upper third of the zone. The fastball from Tomei. Sometimes he goes from the stretch directly to the plate. Other times he waggles his front left leg. The 0-1. He does so again. Swing and a liner straight at the second baseman, gloved by McKay. Two quick outs to Reese and Gallagher. It brings up Daniel Jackson. Power hitting right fielder. Jacked Chatham's only run of the day. That came in the 5th on a solo shot out to right center field. A ball that just kept on carrying. First pitch. Called strike. It's not overwhelming velocity from Tomei, but the change of speeds has been fooling hitters. 0-1. Skipped in the dirt. 1-1. His breaking ball breaks a whole lot. For those who are familiar with spin rate, his is insane at 3,000 rotations per minute. 1-1, cut on and missed. And Jackson is in a 1-2 count. Stands back in from the right side. 1-2, 2 gone, bases empty, top 6. Here's the pitch. Jackson thought about going around, appealed down to first, says no swing on a slider that bounced into the glove of Briggs behind the dish. Really, no appeal was needed. Jackson just motioned the shoulders instead of the bat. Count runs to 2-2. Tomei shakes off Briggs on a few signs. Now comes home. Strike 3 called at the knees. Jackson frozen, and Tomei goes 1-2-3 through Reese, Gallagher, and Jackson. Hyannis still on top 4-1 as the Chatham Bats have struggled all day long. Back for the bottom of the 6th, where the bottom of the order in Brody Briggs leads it off. The 9-hole hitter for Hyannis on the other side. Harbor Hawks in front 4-1 at McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Hi, this is Daniel Jackson from the University of Georgia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Thank you very much, Daniel Jackson. Jackson just ended the top of the 6th on a strikeout. It brings up Brody Briggs for Hyannis to lead it off against Ethan Calder. After Briggs, it's Mura and Williamson, 9-1-2. Matthews sets up inside behind the plate. First pitch, cranked foul. Time for a check at our Cape League scoreboard, presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza. Jake?
Orleans ahead of Brewster 4-2, top of the 9th. Whitecaps could lose 2 in a row.
0-1 pitch, crushed. Right center field and deep. Sends Jackson back to the wall. Ford ranges over, and he makes the grab just a foot from the wall. Brody Briggs hit it to a part of the park where he needed maybe 535, rather 555. He hits it 553. 353. Got my numbers all mixed up. Jake, you got more numbers for us on our Cape League scoreboard.
Wareham and Harwich tied at 2 in the top of the 8th at White House Field. YD has a 3-2 lead over Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field. And Cotuit and Bourne are also tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th.
Matthew Mura stands in. First pitch swinging, gloved by Freilich, who ranged over from first base, stuck the glove out, and squeezed it for out number 2.
This 4-1 game at McKeon Park is the most lopsided score in the Cape League right now.
A whole lot of close games, and I would consider this still in the bunch. The Chatham offense has gotten hot at times, but has cooled off in its biggest moments. You could argue similarly for Hyannis, who left the bases loaded last time out. First pitch to Williamson, cut on and missed. Slider low and away. Williamson today 1 for 3, a strikeout and a solo shot. 0-1 squares to bunt, dribbles it down the third base line, and it tails foul. Scooped by Gallagher, who flips it backhanded to the Hyannis dugout. A strange attempt to bunt that, if squared correctly, could have done well. Williamson makes his way back to the left-handed batter's box. Sun is now nearly fully gone in terms of what we can see, but the sky still bright blue. 0-2, cranked and missed, strike 3. Ethan Calder has the slider working, a deadly weapon as it sits down. 1, 2, and 3, one by way of the K. Chatham still trails 4-1 as we head to the top of the 7th in just a moment. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners reaching base for the Harbor Hawks. Back in just a moment.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance.
Top 7 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis in front 4-1. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Ethan Mendoza standing in from the right side. Second group of batters to face Tomei, who went 1-2-3 through the order the last time up. Righty on righty. The first pitch, low and away. Ball 1.
Number 5, Ethan Mendoza.
After Mendoza, it's Isaiah Lane and Cole Johnson. It's 6, 7, and 8 of the Chatham order. Apologies if we just lost you. We've got you back here now at McKeon Park. A quick power outage. It's happened a few times tonight. If you missed it, it's 1-2 to Ethan Mendoza at the dish. Chatham trails 4-1. Nobody on to the leadoff man. 1-2, flared right side and foul. Just a few feet past the first base line. Mendoza has been known to see a lot of pitches. Says that's something he prides himself on. and that Texas, college he attends, takes the most pitches in the nation. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan Mendoza. The pitch from Tomei. Swing and a miss, tips off of Briggs's glove. He fields it, fires to first in time for out number 1. So it's a strikeout, and then the throw down goes 2-3 to retire Mendoza and bring up Isaiah Lane. Lane takes a few hacks in the batter's box and gets ready from the right side. First pitch from Tomei. Slider ducks just below the zone. A ball and no strikes. Tomei has half of his arsenal sitting in the low 70s. 1-0, tags the zone. A ball and a strike. Slow lobbed pitches with a lot of break. It changes the speeds that Chatham hitters are used to facing. 1-1 pitch. Just a bit off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one count, 1 gone. Nobody on in front of Lane. 4-1 Hyannis leads in the top of the 7th. Here's the 2-1. Grounded right back to Tomei. Gloves it over his head on the mound and flips to first for out number 2. It was a hot bouncer from Lane that didn't have much distance to clear over the head of Tomei, but made an acrobatic quick play. And the toss to first was true. He gets a lot of encouragement from his infield, who all seem fired up that he made the play, especially Gabe Camacho on first, who was on the receiving end. 2 gone in front of Cole Johnson. First pitch righty to righty is a called strike inside. Johnson is 0 for 2. He grounded out to short back in the 3rd and bounced out back to the mound. That was in the 5th. 0-1. Tails low and away. Tomei taps his chest, saying, "That's not where I wanted to put that pitch." Brody Briggs behind the dish gives him new signs. Johnson awaits, ticks the bat off his right shoulder. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a pop-up right side foul. Down 1-2. Tomei has retired 5 straight. Agrees on the sign. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball falls in the dirt. Briggs scoops it up, throws down to first, and that's out number 3. Tomei with a nasty curveball, 73 miles an hour. It started at the letters and finished at the feet. Unbelievable, and all Cole Johnson can do is run out his fate down to first base. 3 up, 3 down, and now to the bottom of the 7th. But first, we take a stretch on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Baseball Network, NBA. Sports radio, play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never go back. 'Cause it's a root for the home team.
Bottom of the 7th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Jake Klein. Hyannis in front 4-1. The Harbor Hawks send Willits, Velasquez, and Camacho to the plate to face Ethan Calder on for his 3rd inning. Lefty on righty. Calder's first pitch is swung on and driven right field, and it drops down in front of Ford and right center for a leadoff base hit. So one pitch and already a base knock for Willits. He stands on first base. That brings up Ray Velasquez with the runner on first and nobody gone. Hyannis on top 4-1. First pitch to the righty. Just below the zone on a fastball. 1-0. Velasquez takes his time before standing back in. Matthews sets up inside. 1-0. Cranked right side towards the outfield. Grabbed in right field by Daniel Jackson for the first out. Back-to-back hard hit balls from Hyannis. One drops, one doesn't. It brings up Gabe Camacho. Camacho stands in from the left side to face the lefty. First a pickoff move to Willits. He's no stranger to it. Glides back in. Very light on his feet. Was checked in both the 3rd and 5th plenty. First pitch fouled off left side by Camacho. Willits on first has reached base all 4 times. He's 1 for 1 with 3 walks. He's also stolen a bag. 0-1. Just below the knees. And a few groans from the Chatham dugout as it's 1-1. Chatham with 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Hyannis 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Here's the 1-1. Ducks below and blocked between the legs of Matthews. It holds Willits at first. The sun has now set. The sky a much darker shade of blue at McKeon Park. The light towers all fully illuminated. 2-1. Roped right side on the ground and through the hole into right field. Willits holds up at second. It's a 1-out base knock for Gabe Camacho.
From Mississippi, number 3, Federico.
Chatham has given up 8 hits today. 2 of them coming in this frame, both of them singles. Hayden Federico waiting to step in, having a conversation with Duncan Matthews, Chatham's catcher. Now stands in from the right side. Federico goes to Ole Miss, Duncan Matthews, South Alabama. First pitch skips in the dirt, gloved by Matthews. He stands up and charges his way out towards the mound. It holds both runners at first and second. Camacho is the runner at first. Willits, the runner at second, both reaching on singles. Here's the 1-0. Skipped in the dirt again. Back-to-back fastballs, both gloved cleanly by Matthews, who's been called on a lot today defensively as Chatham's starting catcher. Bright red catching gear from South Alabama, although it does match the Anglers' colors quite nicely. 2-0 pitch. Low and inside, and now in jeopardy of a 4-pitch walk. Calder looking to avoid loading the bases, already trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Just 1 gone. 3-0 pitch, runners both take off. Pitch is a called strike. Thought it was a ball. At least Federico thought it was a ball as he started his walk down. Runners did advance. So it's Willits up to third base and Camacho on second. 2 in scoring position for Federico in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the ground, left side and through. Willits comes in to score. Camacho gets held up at third. It's runners on the corners and a run for Hyannis. 5-1, the Harbor Hawk lead extended. Just 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. The third single of the frame, allowed by Ethan Calder. First it was Willits, then Camacho, now Federico, and up comes Ryan McKay from the left side. Nobody warming yet in the Chatham bullpen, just a little bit of stretching and tossing from a few relievers. First pitch to McKay, tails in for strike 1. Big, slow breaking ball. Started in on the lefty McKay and dipped back down to the middle of the zone. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is popped up foul, and so the runner will have to retreat. Oh, 2 count to McKay. Runners at the corners. Hyannis with a 5-1 lead, bottom of the 7th. Calder comes set. First the pickoff to first, not in time. Chatham has been scared senseless of runners on first base all day. 0-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, under the glove of Mendoza at second. Camacho scores from third. From first to third goes Federico, and it's a 6th run for Hyannis on the day. 6-1, the Harbor Hawk lead in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting center fielder number
4 singles in the frame. Ryan McKay on first. Hayden Federico on third. And for the 3rd straight time, runners on the corners. Pick off to first in time. And after many chances, the Chatham pickoff finally works. Calder caught McKay sleeping at first base. In between at-bats of McKay and Jason Walk, who stands in from the right side. First pitch to Walk, swung on and tapped to the backstop. 0-1. Chatham last night fell 6-1 to Bourne. They trail Hyannis 6-1 in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Walk. A big hack on an off-speed pitch low. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 gone and a runner on third. Bottom 7. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Calder ends back-to-back innings on strikeouts, but still, the struggles popping up. 2 runs scored by Hyannis on 4 hits, all of them singles from Willits, Camacho, Federico, and McKay. No errors in the inning, and 1 runner left on base after stranding Federico on third. 6-1, the Hyannis lead after 7. We'll be back in just a moment for the 8th and 9th, called by Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. was on a road in a grape snow cone and a feet on the dash.
Back at McKeon Park for the top of the 8th, and with the rest of your ball game, it's Jake Klein.
It's Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen before the 8th as Duncan Matthews leads off against the Gonzaga right-hander Eric Hofberg. Second appearance of the season for Hofberg, second against the A's. Pitched in that 7-7 tie on Veterans Field last Tuesday. Right on right matchup, first pitch. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, called a strike, it's 0-1. Tsubasa Tomi goes 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. 0-1. Chopped foul off Matthews' front left foot at home plate. Ball unravels the strap of his navy blue South Alabama branded Evo Shield shin guard. Righty deals. Breaking ball just off the plate away. 1-2. Caden Smith is throwing down the right field line in the Chatham bullpen. There's also a right-hander up in the Hyannis bullpen down the left field side. 1-2. Check swing. No swing, says first base umpire Jeff Merzel upon appeal. Matthews takes a breaking ball down and away, so it's 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. 6-1 Harbor Hawks top 8. 2-2. Fastball inside. So from 0-2 to 3-2 on Duncan Matthews, still in search of his first Cape League hit. Right against right. Hofberg in the set. Here's his payoff pitch. Breaking ball popped up, shallow right center field. Center fielder walk in the gap, makes the catch on a jog for the first out of the 8th.
Center fielder from Virginia, number 13, Henry.
Matthews is 0 for 2. And here comes Henry for the leadoff man. Right on right. Hofberg in the stretch. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. It's 0-1. Chatham has cut back on the strikeouts today. Only 5 so far for the A's bats. 0-1. Broken bat, flare, shallow on the infield. Second baseman McKay slides. He grabs it out of midair. Just a half step onto the infield grass. He went into the slide and tucked it away by his left side. Ford retired, 2 gone. Brings up the left-handed hitting Chase Freilich. Righty set the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Freilich in his Cape League debut has grounded into a double play and K'd twice, including with the bases loaded. Right against left, Hofberg deals. Swung on and tapped foul toward Ace Reese in the on-deck circle by Chatham's first base side dugout. 0-2 on Freilich. Nobody on, 2 out. 6-1 Hyannis in the top of the 8th. The 0-2. Swung on and chopped up the middle. Second baseman McKay to his right. Gloves it behind the bag. Off balance throw to first in time. Nice play by Ryan McKay. Shaded toward the pull side against the lefty. He ranged all the way behind the second base bag, grabbed it on the backhand, and threw off balance to first to retire Freilich, who is 0 of 4. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Chatham in the top of the 8th. Only 3 outs left for the A's. Hyannis up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss.
Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen. We go to the bottom of the 8th at McKeon Park. Hyannis leads Chatham 6-1. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein, and the new A's pitcher is the TCU right-hander Caden Smith. 6'2", 195-pounder from Ocala, Florida, with a 4.50 ERA in his 2 innings pitched at Wareham in Game 3. Faces the lefty Brody Briggs. First pitch. Fastball inside, 1-0. Heater came in at 94 from Smith. Takes a deep breath, brings his glove over his face, winds up, the 1-0. Fastball inside, 93. Both right around the plate to the lefty, but ruled balls. Nobody on, nobody out. Hyannis with a 6-1 lead, the 2-0. Fisted in the air towards short. Isaiah Lane takes a few steps left. He makes the catch on the infield dirt for the first out. 1 out on 3 pitches in the second appearance of the season for Caden Smith.
The designated hitter from Hawaii.
Brings up the leadoff man, Hawaii designated hitter Matthew Mura. Right on right matchup against Smith. Righty winds up, first pitch. Fastball line straight back off the protective netting, 0-1. Just beyond the 2-hour mark of this game, already in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hardly even dark at McKeon Park. Right against right, Smith winds, the 0-1. Breaking ball floats over home. At 80 miles an hour, it clips the bottom of the zone. Called a strike, 0-2. Smith takes a deep breath, shakes off the sign from the catcher Matthews. Now gets what he likes, nods, winds up, and comes home, 0-2. Breaking ball powered to center field. Ford runs toward the gap on the jog. He makes the catch in front of his face for the second out.
The right fielder.
2 up, 2 down for Caden Smith. Here comes Andrew Williamson, left-handed hitting right fielder from Central Florida, who's 1 of 4 with a home run. Right against left. Smith winds up. First pitch to Williamson. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outer third. 0-1. Right on left. Smith ready. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, 2 out. Smith with the 1-1. Fastball at 93 misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1. Swing and a tapper foul off Matthews' glove at home plate. That rolls toward the warning track. Directly behind the plate where a Chatham bat boy runs to grab it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-1 Hyannis, bottom of the 8th. Chatham in danger of dropping its 3rd straight. Nobody on with 2 out. Smith looks in for the sign. Now ready. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball slipped out of his hand and missed high. 3-2 on Williamson. Homered in the 3rd, a solo shot. Followed up Hayden Federico's 2nd inning 2-run blast. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on its way. Fastball high, ball 4.
The shortstop from Oklahoma, number 20, Jackson Willits.
So that brings up Jackson Willits, left-handed hitting Oklahoma shortstop, who is 1 for 1, has reached all 4 times, 3 times on walks. Third baseman Gallagher shifts 15 or so feet off the line at third. First pitch from Smith, runner goes, fastball high, throw to second, not in time. Bounces off Lane's glove towards his vacated shortstop position, and the second baseman Mendoza runs over to grab it. Stolen base for Williamson, 4th of the day for Hyannis. Now a runner in scoring position with 2 out in the 8th. Willett spins his black-dipped bat toward the mound. Smith comes set, 1-0. Fastball just inside, 2-0. Fastball's hovered right around 93-94 from Smith. Up about a mile an hour or so from his first outing at Wareham. 2-0 pitch, high, 3-0. Control starting to become an issue. He's now missed on 6 straight pitches. Smith takes a walk off the back of the mound, fiddles with the brim of his hat, comes back onto the hill, ready for the 3-0 pitch. Here it is. High, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk of Willits, who's on for the 5th time. He has walked 4 times, and now they're on first and second with 2 out after consecutive free passes. Here's Ray Velasquez, right-handed hitting third baseman from Austin P.
Go, kid.
Smith's first pitch, breaking ball high. And now Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, has to jog to the mound because Caden Smith has missed the zone on 9 consecutive pitches.
57 and open to men who live in Barnstable County. The OMC offers its 200 members a variety of social, athletic, and charitable.
3-man meeting on the mound. Powell, the pitching coach, a former major leaguer.
Lunch every month at the Salvation Army in
Duncan Matthews, the catcher, and Smith. It's a quick meeting. Powell gives him a tap on the back and walks head down back towards Chatham's first base dugout. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the A's. 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Harbor Hawks. Runners on first and second with 2 out. 1-0 on Ray Velasquez. Smith deals. Fastball popped up. Shallow right field. Jackson jogs over toward the foul line, makes the catch by his left ear to end the inning. So whatever Jay Powell said seems to have worked. Smith regroups and forces Velasquez to fly out. He does not allow a run. No hits, no errors, 2 men left for the Harbor Hawks. We go to the 9th at McKeon Park. Hyannis leads Chatham 6-1 at Judy Walden Scarafile Field. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Off a satellite, crushing the last lone American night. This is radio.
a new pitcher for Hyannis as we go to the 9th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tommy O'Rourke, right-hander out of Vanderbilt, is the new Hyannis pitcher. The Harbor Hawks lead the A's 6-1. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein at McKeon Park. Sky has turned a grayish light blue as the lights take effect and clouds hover over the horizon beyond the center field fence. Last licks for Chatham. A's have been held to just 3 hits, only 2 since Henry Ford's leadoff single in the first. Ace Reese, lefty hitting left fielder from Mississippi State, leads off. Then 2 righties, Gavin Gallagher and Daniel Jackson, against the Vanderbilt right-hander. O'Rourke set. First pitch. Fastball called to strike, outer third, it's 0-1.
Let's go.
Reese shakes his head as he backs out of the lefty box. Taps the bat twice on home plate. And readies for the 0-1. Here it comes. Breaking ball golfed foul on a line down the right field side. No balls and 2 strikes.
Duke Stone in the Chatham bullpen nearly got hit. Had to slide out of the way. Ball was about a foot from hitting him when he noticed.
0-2 on Reese, who nearly took out his Mississippi State teammate. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped foul into the netting behind home plate, off toward the third base side. 0-2 on Reese. (6-1) Hyannis. A's in danger of losing 3 straight for the first time. 0-2. Fastball way up and in. Backs Reese up the first baseline a couple of steps. Stays, or rather goes to a ball and 2 strikes on him. Right-hander comes set from the stretch. O'Rourke looks in and deals. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner.
Hawks fans, we want to thank Paleo's Pizza, Main Street Hyannis, and owner Paolo.
Reese has more words for home plate umpire Thomas Agosta, who punches him out. He is 0 for 4, and that is the first out of the 9th. Chatham has just 2 left to work with as Gavin Gallagher comes up. 6th strikeout of the night for Chatham, as compared to 29 over the past 2 days. Right against right. O'Rourke set. First pitch. Breaking ball clips the outer third. Called a strike, it's 0-1. 87 on that slider from O'Rourke. (0-1). Fastball popped foul, first base side and out of play, 0-2. Similar to yesterday, Chatham fell behind early, then brought the game-tying run to the plate in the middle innings. In this case, the go-ahead run came to the plate. Right against right, the 0-2. Breaking ball, tapped foul on the ground wide of first. Stays 0-2. Chatham trailed 4-1 in the 5th. Chase Freilich came to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He struck out on 4 pitches. O'Rourke in the stretch. 0-2. Fastball up and away to Gallagher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind picks up again as the American flag starts to blow out towards straightaway right. O'Rourke ready. Here's his 1-2. Breaking ball lined up the middle into center field, a base hit. The first Chatham hit since the 5th comes with 1 out in the 9th, and that brings up Daniel Jackson. Right-handed hitter is 1 of 2. Walked, homered on a high fly ball to right, and struck out looking. First pitch. Called a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
Come on, kid.
Gallagher takes a 3-step lead from first. O'Rourke set. Deep breath. 0-1 to Jackson. Swing and a miss. Low outside breaking ball, and he cut over it. 0-2. Right-hander ready. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball down and away. Catcher Brody Briggs framed it up. Home plate umpire Thomas Augusta doesn't bite. Ethan Mendoza waits on deck. O'Rourke's 1-2. Swung on and popped up. Behind home plate, it drifts out of play toward the third base side. Hudson, I looked up and I did not see that ball at all in the grayish clouds right above us.
For a second, I covered my head.
One, two. Breaking ball punched foul in the air over Chatham's first base side dugout. Stays 1 ball, 2 strikes on Daniel Jackson. Gallagher on first with 1 out. Chatham trails Hyannis 6-1 in the top of the 9th. A's down to their final 2 outs. 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gallagher takes his lead again. Pitcher O'Rourke pays him no mind. 2-2 home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Make it 7 Chatham strikeouts on the day. Jackson waves through a low and outside breaking ball, and the A's are down to their final out. Mendoza digs into the righty box. First pitch. Fastball called a strike. Outside corner. From here appeared off the plate away at 93. But home plate umpire Thomas Augusta calls a strike. 0-1 pitch. Fastball outside, 1-1. Hyannis in front of Chatham 6-1 in the top of the 9th. A's down to their final out, staring down a 3rd straight loss. Right against right. O'Rourke ready. 1-1. Breaking ball bends inside. 2 balls and a strike on Mendoza. Just 4 hits for the A's. 2-1. Breaking ball inside. 3 balls and a strike. The on-deck hitter is a pinch hitter. Jackson Freeman out of Northwestern will bat for Isaiah Lane, the shortstop. Righty ready. 3-1 to Mendoza. Fastball popped up. First base side, it tails out of play. Count goes full. Of course, Mendoza would have to reach in order for Freeman to get his crack at it.
Come on, kid.
Righty. 3-2. Breaking ball popped up. Foul territory, right field line. Williamson sprints over. He won't get there. It dunks into the trees by Chatham's bullpen. Out of play, and the count stays full. Hyannis 6, Chatham 1. Top of the 9th at McKeon Park. A's down to their final strike with a runner on first and 2 outs. It's 3-2 on Mendoza. O'Rourke set. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him, and that's the ball game. Chatham drops its third straight. Another lackluster offensive performance for the A's, who mustered just 4 hits and a run and fall 6-1 at McKeon Park. O'Rourke strikes out the side in the 9th and works around Gallagher's 1-out single. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 man left in your final lines. For Chatham, a run on 4 hits, no errors. For Hyannis, 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. The A's go to 2-5-1, last in the East. The Harbor Hawks are 5-2-1, first in the West. It's almost time to wrap things up, but not before we get the Anglers Extra post-game show going. Hudson will have an interview, plus we'll get you your highlights. Not a ton offensively for Chatham, although plenty of big hits for the Harbor Hawks in this one, including a couple of home runs. Hyannis celebrating with the handshake line past the pitcher's mound. They win it 6-1 and extend their lead over the rest of the West Division. Anglers Extra post-game show is coming up from McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, oh, oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Na 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 When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city.
Anglers Extra.
Back on the Anglers Extra post-game show, live from McKeon Park in Hyannis, where the A's are 6-1 losers tonight against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. A's finish with just 4 hits against Hyannis. A run on 4 hits, no errors for Chatham. 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for Hyannis. Chatham drops to 2-5-1. Hyannis advances to 5-2-1. These two teams in opposite spots in their respective Cape League divisions. Harbor Hawks are in first in the West. A's are in last in the East. We'll have your post-game highlights coming up, plus an interview, but first a trip down Thunder Road.
The screen door slams, Mary's dress sways. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again. I just can't face myself alone again. Don't you run back inside, darling, you know just what I'm here for. So you're scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Well, show a little faith, there's magic in the night. Ain't a beauty, but hey, you're alright. Oh, and that's alright with me. Your covers and study your pain. Make crosses from your lovers, throw roses in the rain. Waste your summer praying in vain for a savior to rise from these streets. Well, I'm no hero that's understood. All the redemption I can offer girls beneath this dirty.
Back at McKeon Park following a 6-1 Hyannis win over Chatham. You're listening to the Anglers Extra post-game show. It's time for your post-game highlights, presented to you, as always, by Touchstone Closing. And we start in the bottom of the second inning. It was the Hyannis catcher, or rather, tonight's left fielder, Hayden Federico, out of Ole Miss, who got the party started for the Harbor Hawks. 3-1. Fastball drilled. Right center field. Jackson sprints back. He looks up. It's out of here. A long 2-run homer for Hayden Federico, and the Harbor Hawks strike first at home. 2-0 Hyannis over Chatham in the bottom of the second. So that made it 2-0, and then an inning later, Andrew Williamson said to his teammate Federico, hey, whatever you can do, I can do too. On the track, he looks up. It's way out of here. Andrew Williamson with a blast. Pretty much the same spot Federico hit his. And now it's 3-0 Hyannis in the third. More highlights coming up in just a moment, but first Hudson Ridley has a special guest field side.
Thank you, Jake here with Daniel Jackson after a 6-1 loss at Hyannis. Losing streaks are obviously a part of this game, and now it's 3 for this team. What do you do to right the ship as a player?
Say it again. What was it?
What do you do to right the ship as a player when you're on a losing streak?
I mean, you kind of just got to be resilient, like what we were talking about, and it's like how quickly can we bounce back. We definitely have the team to bounce back quickly. It's just, a matter of time, like how quickly can we do it.
You had a long conversation with manager Dennis Cook over there. What did he say?
I mean, he feels the same way. I mean, Coach Cook, you know, he believes, I mean, we have a talented squad, and we do, and, you know, he doesn't want to lose, and, I mean, neither do we. So, I mean, he's right. I mean, he wants us to, you know, go out there with some confidence and get the job done.
Assistant coach Brett Doe also had a conversation with you guys afterwards. What did he have to say?
Again, he was talking to him kind of the same thing. Bounce back, go up there, you know. What was it? It was a bad look. Yeah, I don't remember the rest.
No worries. I mean, obviously, we've talked with Brett Doe before, and he says the confidence in your swing is there right now. How do you keep that confidence even through rough stretches with the team?
I mean, just by working. It's, you know, what you're doing off the field, going about, you know, your procedure to keep that confidence in yourself.
Hit a home run, your second one of the year. How did that feel coming off the bat? I mean, it went to opposite field. It was pretty well hit.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. You know, anything to do to, you know, help the team, you know, try and get some stuff moving. It's honestly the greatest part about it. Obviously, a little help from the wind was nice, too. Yeah.
And then you also signed that home run ball for a little kid when he came up to you. What does it mean to see that in this league?
It's honestly probably, you know, it's kind of the best part of the game is being able to, you know, make the kid's day, you know, or at least I think it made his day. You know, he looked pretty happy. That's kind of the best part about it is, you know, the fans, you know, getting excited about stuff like that and kids tracking down the ball, and yeah.
That was Daniel Jackson. Daniel, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you all.
Back to you, Jake, for the rest of the Anglers Extra Postgame Show.
Thank you very much, Hudson. Daniel Jackson with the home run. That provided the final and the lone Chatham run of the day. 6-1 losers to Hyannis. Back to your post-game highlights presented by Touchstone Closing. We left off after Andrew Williamson hit a solo shot to make it 3-1 Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the third. We'll pick up in the very next inning with Matthew Mura in the bottom of the fourth.
First pitch from Borberg. Crank to center field. Sends Ford back to the wall. It one hops off the wall. McKay scores from second base. It's a stand-up RBI double for Matthew Mura, and it's 4-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the fourth.
Did I just get unplugged again?
The sixth hit of the day. Third extra base hit. And now Andrew Williamson with one of those extra base hits stands in. But before that happens, Jay Powell makes the walk to the mound and gives the point to the bullpen. Ryan Borberg just stares at the catcher Duncan Matthews, who walks out.
So that, the double by Mura, made it 4-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the fourth. And then Daniel Jackson, who we just heard from here on the Anglers Extra postgame show, stepped to the plate and provided Chatham with its only run of the day.
2-1 pitch. Rocketed right side, high fly ball, hangs up in the air. Williamson to the corner, looks up, reaches up. Did he make the catch? No, it's gone. Daniel Jackson circles the bases for the second time this season. It's a solo shot for Chatham, and the Anglers are on the board, still trailing 4-1 in the top of the fifth.
Second home run of the season for Daniel Jackson. Chatham, which trailed 4-1 later that inning, had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and the newcomer, Chase Freilich, stepped to the plate in a big spot.
Blanco's pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Evan Blanco escapes a huge jam, walks the bases loaded, and then strikes out Freilich to stay alive in the frame.
So a big strikeout from the Hyannis starter, Evan Blanco. Part of what helped him go 5 innings, allowed just 1 run, and pick up the win. Fast forward to the bottom of the 7th, and the Harbor Hawks weren't done.
2 in scoring position for Federico in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the ground, left side, and through. Willits comes in to score. Camacho gets held up at third. It's runners on the corners, and a run for Hyannis. 5-1, the Harbor Hawk lead extended. Just 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th.
That made it 5-1 Hyannis, and the very next batter.
0-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, under the glove of Mendoza at second. Camacho scores from third. From first to third goes Federico, and it's a 6th run for Hyannis on the day. 6-1, the Harbor Hawk lead in the bottom of the 7th.
So 6-1 Harbor Hawks. Only one Chatham hit after that point. And for Hyannis, it was a walk in the park at McKeon Park. O'Rourke set. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that's the ball game. Chatham drops its 3rd straight. Another lackluster offensive performance for the A's, who mustered just 4 hits and a run and fall 6-1 at McKeon Park. So 6-1 the final. The A's with just 4 hits to Hyannis' 10. They lose 6-1 and fall to 2-5-1. Hyannis goes to 5-2-1. The winning pitcher is Evan Blanco. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Losing pitcher is Ryan Borberg, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. With Hudson Ridley, field side at McKeon Park. Hudson, just another slow day for Chatham at the plate.
Exactly. That's kind of been the theme now for 3 games in a row. And when you talk to Dennis Cook and you talk to even Jay Powell, the pitching coach, they have the same exact message of the fact that this lineup is too good to struggle. That means 2 things. One, right now, it's just really not living up to the potential. The good part about it is you have that lineup that at this point is not reaching its potential. So when it does, the fireworks are sure to follow. The only problem is when. And the further and further they get into this hitless streak, the more down and down you get on yourself. There will be a when. It just can't come too late. Obviously, very early in the season and still plenty of time, but Jake, it just cannot come too late.
Chatham gets a day off to regroup tomorrow. They're back at it at 7 o'clock on Tuesday at home against the Harwich Mariners. The defending champs roll into town. You can join us at 6:40 for the Anglers Extra pregame show from Veterans Field. That's all from McKeon Park. For Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein saying thanks for tuning in. So long from Hyannis.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2025 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.